Good morning, everybody. My name is Carlos Moreno. I am a scientist, a professor at the Sorbonne University in Paris. I'm disappointed for my absence today in Prague, but this is a very important moment for me. Today, it is October 21st, and this is a great moment for the 15-minute city concept. In fact, the Nobel Foundation has decided to give me the Nobel Award 2021, and this is this day the official ceremony in Paris at the town hall. I am, of course, totally focused today for this great moment with the ecosystem of the urbanism, and I'm so sorry for that. The 15-minute city is an ambitious and complex strategy. This is the decision of the international jury, and with this award, myself and my team, of course, we are very happy, and we want to share with you this happy moment. I hope that in a new opportunity, we will have this pleasure for sharing with you with the physical presence instead of a new digitally participation. I want to, of course, to take part in this conference in Prague. Thanks to the team who organize this event, and in 25 minutes we want to present you this 15 minutes concept. In the city of Paris, the mayor of Paris, Miss Anne Hidalgo, has decided to embrace this concept at the end of 2019, and at the beginning of 2020, in the framework of her electoral campaign for the municipal elections, Ms. Anne Hidalgo considered that the 15-minute concept will be the main guide concept for proposing a new way for Parisians in order to improve the quality of life according to the continuity of an ambitious urban policy for fighting against climate change. However, with the 50-minute concept, Ms. Anne Hidalgo wanted to go beyond the measures about climate change, and with the 50-minute city, she proposed a new roadmap for changing radically our urban lifestyle. In reality, this concept, of course, I am aware that is a very popular worldwide in all kind of cities across the world, in the 5 continents. The 15 minutes concept is today this new trend for proposing with the ecosystem in the very hard times, in particular with the COVID-19, this new proposal for give a new perspective, in particular for escaping to the traditional urbanism and to propose an urbanism based on the services, on the users in cities. In reality, I spoke about 50-minute city almost 6 years ago, at the moment of the COP 21 in Paris. I said during this event that if we wanted to reach the carbon neutrality at the horizon 2050, this is not enough to decide the technical measures for reducing our CO2 emissions. Cities are the most contributors with the CO2 emissions, and in cities, the mass transportation, the individual mobility by cars, both are the most contributors in cities. And I thought that if we wanted to fight against this increase of the temperature in the next decades, the radical measure is in fact to change our urban lifestyle. In this moment, 6 years ago, when for the first time I proposed the proximities as the new key for changing our urban life, for developing activities in proximity, for reducing naturally our CO2 emissions with the more intensive urban life in the neighborhood. Several people said to me, Carlos Moreno, your 15-minute city concept is a very good idea, but at the same time, it is a utopian idea because it will be impossible to work close to home, and in this case, this is not possible to deploy a new urban life in the proximity. Almost 6 years after, with the COVID-19 pandemic crisis, the situation has been radically changing, because in a few days, in a few weeks, in the whole cities in the world, we should change our work style. The remote job has been becoming the new constraint. And in my opinion, this double convergence, on the one hand, the reality of the climate change under our eyes worldwide, and on the other hand, the presence of the COVID-19 pandemic crisis in our lives with the stronger measures, the general lockdown in particular, are two new situations for be obliged to change our urban narrative and to propose the new way. This is in fact the context for the emergence of the 50-minute city concept. In reality, we wanted to propose a sustainable life in a sustainable city, and for that, I propose this triple convergence between an ecological, economical, and social positive impact for having a city viable, equitable, and variable. We need to propose in cities for the totality of urban dwellers the high quality societal urban life. In our vision, the key today for changing our urban life is to take our time. And this is the first positive impact if we have decided to live in the new local proximities. We needed to break with a hectic urban life. We needed to take our time for living in the better conditions, myself, with my family, with my friends, with my neighbors, with my colleagues, with the planet. We need to develop these four pillars at the core of the 50-minute city. The first one, ecology, for living with a life based on less CO2 emissions. The second pillar, proximity, for using more and better each one of our square meters, each one of our buildings, and to develop the new economic model for developing local jobs, for fostering investments in cities based on this intensive vicinity. The first pillar, solidarity. We needed to deploy a new strong social link, to deploy the new solidarities with fragile people, elderly people, kids, to reconquer the public space, not for cars, but for humans, to develop the democracy in public space, to develop the tactical urbanism in the public spaces, and to develop the gender equity too. And the last but not least, the citizen empowerment, because it is not possible to build this happy proximity without a powerful empowerment by citizens involved for transforming each one of our streets, boulevards, square. If we don't have a powerful commitment of citizens for living better together in cities. The new urban policy based on the 50-minute city for improving our quality of life should respect the urban common. The urban common is the master point for be sure that the new proximities are progress for all. The urban common is the powerful guideline for avoiding gentrification. We need to propose with the 50-minute city a city of proximities, a plural. This is not my proximity only for me, only for my family, my friends, in my 50 minutes. I want to build this polycentric city, multi-center city, based on multi-services in whole city. This is the real strategy, and we need to develop the 50-minute city with a new urban policy, with the set of urban policy makers for defense and to develop the common good. Without the urban common good, it is not possible to say that my urban policy is a 50-minute city for all. I want to give a tribute to Elinor Ostrom, the Nobel Prize 2009, when she proposed this polycentric vision with these multiple interactions with multiple authority and actors in cities. The 50-minute city is a vision for developing and fostering a powerful urban ecosystem with a crisscross approach. The 50-minute city, in fact, is a new roadmap to change our lifestyle. The 50-minute city is not a magic wand for changing decades of traditional urbanism based on mineral cities, traffic jams, individual cars, mass transportation in the poor conditions, shop in the malls overcrowded. We want to say stop, basta. The COVID-19 is today the spark for changing our urban and territorial mindset. We need to shift our urban paradigm. And with the 50-minute city, we want to propose to policymakers in the urban ecosystem a new urban narrative. This urban narrative wanted to discover to rediscover proximities, to rediscover health cities, to rediscover livable cities. This concept is based on these three scientific concepts. The chrono-urbanism, in order to change radically the rhythm of the city, in particular to avoid, to fight against the long commuting. The second item, the chronotopia, for use more and more the infrastructures, the building that exist today with the multi-purpose functions. 1 square meter, multiple uses, and each one of new uses, the new possibles. The third point, this is the new urban culture, the topophilia, in order to develop this new quality for loving our places. Chrono-urbanism, chronotopia, and topophilia are the three scientific elements for creating these new happy proximities. With my team, our research, in fact, we worked for identifying the main social functions in order to satisfy the happy urban and territorial life. And we found that if we have the possibility for providing in access to the 6 essential urban functions within a short perimeter, on foot or by bike, we have the possibility to offer this happy proximity. Six essential urban functions: to live in the good conditions, to work, avoiding a long commute, to supply with the short circuits, to care, my mental and physical health, to learn, educate and culture, and to enjoy in harmonious conditions with water, nature, and biodiversity. This is our contribution to the crisscross approach, the social circularity, the functional circularity based on 6 essential urban functions: to live, to work, to supply, to care, to learn, to enjoy. If we have the possibility to mix uses within proximity, if we have the possibility to develop the powerful intersections, if we have the possibility to develop the polymorphic infrastructures for hosting different uses, services, and activities, of course, automatically we will limit our movement in city, because the access in this proximity will become a new urban lifestyle, and we have this possibility for increasing our quality of life with 3 new indicators: my personal well-being with myself, my family, my friends; my sociability indicators with my neighbor and my work colleagues; and the sustainable planet indicators with my ecological attitude and otherness with the other people. With this new intensive life in the proximity, I have the possibility to reconquer the useful time, to take time for developing another activities. This is the way of the 50-minute city. 6 urban social functions, 3 new indicators, and use and more intensive of the infrastructures to radically change the rhythm of the city, to develop the multi-purpose function, to develop a new urban culture for loving my places, and in a polycentric city, not a segregative way for just my 50-minute city, because we wanted to deploy this grid city, this complete vision in whole city. We wanted to reinvent this polycentric and multipurpose vicinity. This is the way for deploying a roadmap in order to transform my segmented city, my segregated city. This is the case today in a powerful, holistic, polycentric city. We needed to transform our mobility. We needed to go from the constraint mobility towards a chosen mobility. We have this extraordinary opportunity today with the transformation of jobs after the COVID-19 to go from the corporate towers that has been becoming the ghost towers, for going to the corporate working, decentralized working, the near working. It is possible today because with the new technologies, with the digital technologies, we have a powerful opportunity for developing the 50-minute city with the data-driving management. We have the possibility to explore my proximity with the digital technologies for discovering or rediscovering the resources in my proximity, the material or immaterial resources, for visualizing the completeness or incompleteness of services, for making the territorial diagnosis and formulating the new strategies for transforming my city in 50-minute city. This is today the way of the city of Paris for transforming the public spaces, for developing this happy proximity, for having a pedestrian city, for having the bikeable city, for reducing the place of diesel car, for reconquering the public spaces for humans, and to propose the new activities in the public spaces and to mix with nature, with trees, with water, to transform the iconic places. This is the case today in different squares and including the mythical Champs-Élysées. To open the infrastructures that today are closed as the schoolyards, to open for humans, open for kids, open for parents, the street that surrounded the schools, and to give these public spaces for human activities, for continuing to develop the nature in city. This is the program, the urban agriculture, to develop the local shops, the physical local shops, because we consider that the local commerce as a common good, to promoting the economy, to develop the social links, to resist to digital platforms. This is the subsidiary of the city of Paris, the CEMAEST, and that this is the commercial property for buying square meters and to rent them for installing the local jobs with a rent below the speculative price market. And for finishing, the participatory budget, this is a real powerful tool because the city of Paris has been dedicating 800 million euros per year only for funding the citizen project after winning the popular elections. The 50-minute city in Paris is a fascinating journey. This is not a magic wand. This is a new ambitious roadmap for transforming our city in the next years. The big opportunity with the COVID-19 for changing our lifestyles, for retrieving useful, for having green streets, for the new mobilities on foot or by walk, or for shopping close to home, for accessing to the multi-purpose functions, for working close to home, in person or by digitally ways, and to develop this new multi-service activities, and to have the health services in this proximity to take care of elderly and fragile people. This is an international concept today. This is a global movement embraced by the C40 Cities Network and several cities today around the world have decided to transform cities with this international 50-minute action launched by the C40 cities. Thank you so much for your attention. Again, so sorry for my absence with you today, and I hope that in a other opportunity we'll be together. Thank you so much, and have a very nice day in this beautiful city. This is beautiful Prague. Thank you.